Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to part two. As I always say, if you haven't listened to part one, feel free to do so. And then you're all up to date and you know the context, you know what we're talking about, and you can follow along in terms of the process. Today, I want to talk about getting visible and really exploring what this means to you. And I know what it means to me. Whether or not I want to do that or not is another question. But I know, well, first and foremost, I know when I'm visible, when I'm putting myself out there, when my business is being marketed, I know I get clients. I know I create opportunities. I know I bring in business. And this is the important thing, I guess, because being visible and marketing is not like a nice to have situation. And I think this is a tricky dilemma or dichotomy to begin with, because if we're not naturally extroverted or we're not naturally happy being or selling or saying like, hi, I'm doing this thing, I really want you to come and do X, Y, and Z. Like, if you're not happy doing that, it becomes very easy to want to step back. But the truth is that we are all going to have to do it. It's almost like that sense that if you want to be in business, you have to find a way for it to financially pay for you. So now knowing that this is the situation, that you now know that you do need to be visible in some ways, it's about now thinking, okay, so what does this mean and how can I make it work for me? And that's what I want to do with all of these little pieces of this series, is for you to keep asking yourself, how could I make this work for me? So I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, or have a think about it, or just take it on a walk and ask yourself, what does getting visible on your terms mean to you? The second thing I want you to do is to ask yourself, what are your goals for the next few months? So you might be somebody who does monthly goals or quarterly goals or 6 month or a year, whatever it might be, whatever you can use to and bring to mind. And this is really important to know in terms of your business, because knowing where you want to get to or achieve, it allows you to reverse engineer this process. And this is going to be really important, because I am not about doing work for the sake of it. Let's find the fastest, easiest, smoothest, flowiest route to your goals. And that's going to really help you. So really exploring what getting visible means to you. The next thing I want to do is to explore why. And why should you do this? And again, it's that sense of, why should I do this though? Like, why should I put myself out of my comfort zone? And especially if you're at a point where you're like, I'm not really feeling it. Like, this feels really hard work for me at the moment. This feels like something I definitely don't want to do. And I always have that as well, very frequently. And so I have to connect with why it's important to get visible. So I might write down 10 things that come to mind. Here are a few of the things that I could do. So one of them might be so I can reach more people. So I can help people who are perhaps struggling or uncertain or unsure, or they don't know what they're doing with their life. We've all had that moment. And how great would it be if I could provide that solution? The next thing is I connect with that person. Like, how nice would it be that they no longer felt alone, that they felt like this was doable, that it felt like there was possibility here. That's really exciting to me. The next thing might be, and these are in no particular order, how great would it to be really to hit my money goals this year? and really knock my own socks off. That I'm all about that. Like, oh, how could I do this in a way that feels really good? Or to be able to spend money on things that I want to do, or causes or holidays or house stuff or whatever it might be. So I get into that place as well. The third thing I do, or maybe not third, but the next part of this, sorry, I've lost count of the numbers, is I really go into, instead of almost the pressure of getting visible sometimes sounds like you've got to like turn the music up full blast, or you've got to turn a bright light on, or you've got to perform in a sparkly outfit. I give myself a bit more time and space to ease my way into it. And so one of the things that I do is, how can I build familiarity? Because that is essentially the same as getting visible, but it's not as pressured. It's not that sense of like, right, here I am, let's go. Because if you're feeling timid or unsure or uncertain at the moment, probably the last thing you will feel like is going, right, I'm going to do my moment where I come through the center of the stage and everybody watch me. No, I know when I've had a bit of a hiatus from showing up live, that I really just want to kind of creep in slowly and not put too much pressure on myself. So when I look at building visibility, what I might do is I might think about ways that has worked for me in the past. So I might go, oh, how could I do that? Well, I could do that by interacting with people on social media. I could hop back in with a friendly email on my newsletter list. I could share some posts that I've done before. I could share some podcast episodes. And all slowly but surely, it starts to become easy. It starts to become doable. And it starts to become something that is possible again. The final thing I want you to think about is the power of a library. And this is we're going to go into this much more in the next few days, but really looking at ways that you can bulk together your content. So you will see me on this platform do this a lot, where I do series, and I love that possibility of being able to do that, because it gets me in the headspace of enjoying that process, of really thinking about, oh, how could I share this in a really great way that's really going to help people? How can I break this down even further? How can I do that? So I want you to ask yourself how you can really support your client, how you can really support that person who's maybe interested in what you do. How could you do that? How could you do that in the most fun way? And again, don't give yourself that pressure where you're like, oh, I've got to sort this out immediately. I've got to know all the answers. You really don't. You can experiment. You can be playful. You can try something. You can see how it works. If it doesn't work, never do it again, never speak of it again, etc. So enjoy the process of getting visible. Remember, it's a dial, it's a spectrum. You don't have to immediately turn the big light on and show who you are and suddenly go from 0 to 100. Let's set ourselves up for success. Let's support ourselves through this process and do it with grace and ease and adjustment and kindness. If you would like to join my Speak Up program, I cover all kinds of things like that in this. So even if you just want to check it out at this stage, do go over nikkiraby.com/speak up. If you have any questions around it, do email me hello@nikkiraby.com. Also, you may see that I have started my newsletter where I'm going to be sharing lots of business tips, lots of podcast episodes and things like that, but also some other really lovely lifestyle things. So perhaps where I've been out and about in London, or books or films or theatre or all sorts of things. So I really want to make that fun. And again, that's something that I've been working on. I was asking myself, how can I make it fun? How can I make it playful? How can I make this element of being in conversation with people something that I genuinely enjoy to do? So I will leave that with you today. Please do let me know how you get on. Enjoy, and I'm sending lots of love. Bye.